Hi folks, Chris Anderson with Mount Comfort RV. First of all, we want to take a minute to say thank you. We have more subscribers than we ever dreamed of. So if you're not one of those, please join the club. Join all these other happy people. If you like this video, like it at the end, but we're getting a ton of likes. We're getting a ton of attention on our YouTube page, and it's been really good for us and good for business. And you've been asking for me when you come in, which is of course the reason why we do these videos. So thank you very much. Now, let's get started. Exciting times. This is a 2019, you heard me right, 2019 Dutch Star 4369. Well rumored to be my favorite floor plan. This is just a beautiful coach. You're going to love it. We're going to get started up front here because that's where some of the new things are. So come forward right this way. All new for 2019 is the digital dash. You can go, you've had the option for a couple years now to go with either a Spartan chassis or a Freightliner chassis. We like them both. Having said that, we chose Spartan chassis on this one, and with Spartan or Freightliner, either one, you do get the all-new digital dash. So take a look at this. A lot of pretties coming here. Turn the key on there and wait for it. There's our Spartan logo, and look at that gauge cluster. Of course, it always cracks me up that we spend millions of dollars in development to make this wonderful, beautiful digital screen that we could make display anything we want, and we make it display gauges that look just like the old analog ones did. So just kind of funny. These are obviously a lot easier to see, obviously much more representative of any new car would have a digital dashboard in it. So we're definitely following the automotive industry lead there, but it is gorgeous. It is easy to see, has some programmability to it as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring the beast to life. There we go. Just how quiet is it? You don't hear it on this video, I'm guessing. So that's how quiet it is. That's just a Newmar thing. New for 2019, you can actually option in the 360-degree camera. You may have seen this on the New Airs. It is also available. It's a slightly smaller screen, but still you can see all the way around the coach, which is really nice. It's not perfect at the moment because the slide rooms are out. When the slide rooms are in, the screen around you is pretty close to perfect. Right now, when you run those slide rooms out, it pushes those cameras out a little bit too, which changes their viewing angle slightly. But you can get the idea. We could drive this coach around if we wanted to with the blinds down because you can see so well out of the camera system. So that's beautiful. You still have your regular backup camera and side cameras as well. This is just an option you can bring in now on Dutch Star, and so that's nice. The rest of the dash area didn't change much for 2019. We still have our regular smart wheel that we had. It changed a little bit here because this helps you control some of the dashboard features in there. Your wiper control is still here. Headlight control's been moved over here. Our jack pad is over here to the driver's left. And that, of course, is a fully automatic leveling system. Our Allison 6-speed transmission controller is here. Our control for our tag axle dump, our engine brake, and it's actually there's an on-off engine brake here, and then there's 3 positions: high, medium, or low. Just depends on how much braking you're looking for. A truly rare feature is a power window in a motorhome. This has that, so that's very, very nice. Of course, you have heated power mirrors. New to the Dutch Star for this year is actually the charging pad up here. We saw that in New Air and in some other coaches last year, but my phone is actually sitting there charging as we speak by just laying there, no cords plugged into it at all. There's also one on the passenger side, so that's new for this year. Of course, every year we get some different cabinet colors and some different sheens and some different upholsteries and that type of thing. So that's what you're going to see now. I'm going to go ahead and shut the engine off now that we've shown off the camera a little bit. Adjustable pedals, tilt wheel, tilt and telescoping wheel, all the things you would expect in this level of coach are indeed included up here. Corian all the way through, and something I didn't do a very good job of talking about last year, I noticed in the videos later, probably because it's kind of hard to get to down here, there's actually storage built in under these steps. This step and the next step both have nice deep storage wells in them, so whether you want to keep your favorite pair of flip-flops in there, or a flashlight, or an umbrella, or a dog leash, all those things that could be very, very handy to have right at your door, so you just have to open your door and reach in. That's there for you. Once again, this year we have multiplex lighting throughout the coach, so you can walk in the coach, hit just one or two buttons, and really light up the whole coach. There's several of these pads located throughout, so that's what those are for. And then right below that, we actually have the floor heating. We optioned in the floor heat option in this Dutch Star, and that is a zoned heated floor. A lot of people tell me if it's above 50 degrees outside, they can heat their coach with just their floor heat, which the nice part about that, number one, you're using the campground's electricity. Number two, it's silent. It's not quiet. Hell, the Oasis system was quiet. This thing is silent. So that's a very nice feature to be able to heat your coach most of the time with just the floor heat. And of course, not to mention, it's warm on the tootsies when you get out of bed. So, all right, let's take a look up here. Here's the control center. Again, we're a lot of similarities to last year. Let me light that bad boy up. There we go. Our tank monitor system is all digital now, which is nice because if you think about it, when you have one of those gauges that reads, maybe it says empty, a quarter full, half full, 3/4 full, and full. Well, let's say you're looking at your gray tank and it says it's 3/4 full. Well, that could mean 76%. It could mean 97%. You really don't know, and of course there's a big difference. 76%, you can probably still get another shower in. 97%, you're going to be floating. So big difference there. Obviously, fully digital 1 through 100, that's a lot better way to do it. You're going to get a lot more accurate reading there. Our battery voltages are there as well as our autofill. Autofill is probably a feature we haven't talked about enough. And the autofill feature, let's say you've been staying at a campground for a week and you're getting, tomorrow's the day we're hitting the road again. We're going on to our next destination. Nice part about the autofill is you can hit that button, your tank will slowly just fill itself up to full and then shut off. So when you unhook tomorrow, you don't have to do what we used to have to do, which is move the hose from over here to over here and then fill off our tank until it runs out on the ground. You don't have to mess with any of that. All you have to do is hit the autofill button. When you unhook tomorrow to take off and go on to your next destination, your tank's full. That's really a nice feature to have. So I think you'll appreciate that. That was available last year as well. Like I said, I don't think I did a very good job of talking about it. So we try to improve on these as we go. Up here is your inverter and AGS. AGS is auto generator start. That's the control for this. This is our TV antenna for our regular over-the-air antenna. This is a new screen, but it does the same thing as the old one did, just a little more digital version of it. That's our Girard awning controller. This, the power control system here tells us what power is coming in and what's running and what's pulling amps and what isn't. So that's a nice feature to have. Slide out control here. We option this in with an in-motion satellite dish. By the way, that is tunable for DirecTV or Dish Network, either one. Our Oasis system is up here. Our Oasis is of course, our hydronic heating system. If you're not familiar with that, we did a separate video on that, and it should be right next to this one on our webpage. If not, email me and I'll send you a link. But this is how you turn on the burner to run it off of diesel fuel, and then you can run it off of AC1 or AC2. AC in this instance stands for alternating current, not air conditioning. So AC1 pulls a little bit of voltage, AC2 pulls a lot of voltage. Just depends on if you're hooked into that 50 amp service or not, how well it's going to work off of electric, but you always have the diesel to run on it. And then our over the door awning and our entrance light switches right here. So nice features there. Okay. All right, one thing, again, we're trying to improve as we go on here on our videos, and I don't talk about this enough. This little sticker, and we'll pull the blind back. You won't see this in any other manufacturer's coach. I've never seen another manufacturer do this. Take a good look at that. There's two guys on there, Spencer and Carl. Spencer and Carl's job all day long at Newmar, they are service advisors on Dutch Star. They don't do New Air, they don't do Mountain Air, they don't do Canyon Stars or Bay Stars, they do Dutch Stars. Every model of Newmar has this in there, and it's people that specialize in this particular product. They only do Dutch Star. And that's a 24-hour line. You can call in and you're not gonna have some somewhere off outside the United States answering service. It's going to be one of them. If you get their voicemail, they'll call you right back. It's a good setup, but they want to be available to the Newmar customers when needed, which realistically is 24/7. So that's what that's all about there on that sticker. Because all they do is Dutch Star, they're experts on Dutch Star. So let's say I'll come up with a scenario. Something went wrong, and you went to take your coach out of storage. The slide rooms were out. You wanted to bring them in and leave, but it's been in storage for a little while, and the slide room won't move. Well, that could be a number of different things, and that's a very unfortunate situation. But you call them up. They're not guessing where things are at. They're going to ask you what year coach you have. Well, it's a 2019. Well, what model is it? It's a 4369. Okay, well then you want to go to your third compartment back on the door side of your coach, open that up, and right inside there, you're going to see your slide room controller there. Unplug that for 10 seconds, plug it back in, and let's see if that, and a lot of times little tricks like that will work, especially if the coach has been low on voltage or in storage for a little bit. Little things like that happen. Nobody sugarcoats things around here and says, hey, it's a motorhome, it's going to be perfect forever. No, anything that could go wrong with your house or with your car could go wrong in an RV, and in truth it's magnified by the fact that we take these out and go down the road and have a little earthquake going on. So service is paramount. Newmar is building all the coaches they can build, and in truth they could sell twice as many coaches as what they're capable of building right now. So what do? They build a new building, right, to make new coaches in? No, they built a huge new building that has 50, I forget if it's 50 or 52 service bays in it. They want to become better at servicing their existing customer, and that enhances what the dealer body can do. They want to do better at servicing their existing customer before they worry about trying to add production by building a new building for that. So that's just a little bit about the type of company you're dealing with Newmar. You're not going to see anybody else investing in service before sales. That's unheard of in our industry, and certainly putting a sticker there that also has your Spartan and your Freightliner 1-800 numbers on it. And of course directly to Newmar. So we're all in it together. When you purchase a coach from us, there will be little things. That's why we want to make sure we're available for you long term. All right, moving on, let's talk about the coach some more. This particular setup, the 4369, generally has a sofa right here. That's pretty much every time. The question is whether we do sofa here and whether we do chairs here. That's a 50-50 one. I like the chairs a lot, but if you need the extra sleeping, the sofa is nice. This is the type of hide-a-bed that you actually, when it opens up, you sleep this way on it. It opens like a traditional hide-a-bed, but where they used to open this way, this is a long sofa, so you actually sleep this way, and that allows you to still be able to open this sofa as well. Of course, there's a TV back here. Let me find the televator switch. There it is. So during the day, if you want to have your window to look out on your patio side, that's great. But at night, we want to sit down, we want to watch a movie or the news or whatever. Here's your means of doing so. This is the Bermuda glazed maple cabinetry, and this is the high gloss. You can get all of Newmar's cabinets now in high gloss or matte finish. This is the high gloss, and it is gorgeous. Take a look at some of the storage here. There's plenty of room in that cabinet to add like a satellite receiver, that type of thing, or any other electronics that you might want to put in there. Of course, we have the Bose sound bar up above, and that is Bluetooth capable. So if you like to listen to Pandora or your own music off of your phone, you can Bluetooth it into there and listen to your own music, which is nice. Moving right along. A lot of the outlets in the Newmar coach, they do these kind of all over the place. They put these outlets in. I looked at some of these for my home. They're actually expensive. Regular outlets $2. These things are like $25. So Newmar spent some bucks on these, but those are actually little USBs right there. So you still have two fully grounded plugs plus a little USB port, and you'll find several of those throughout the coaches. We all have all these devices, phones and tablets, whatever, that charge with USB. It's nice to be able to have that type of connectivity. Moving back a little bit, of course, we have the pull out here, and everybody wants to see the kitchen storage, so here we go. Pay attention. Full extension ball bearing drawers. Let's check some cabinets. Nice adjustable shelving, and that is fully lined there. Nice little spice cabinet up here. Come back here. This pulls in and out, because what you want is always at the back. All right, nice little storage here. Again, that's lined. Then down below, we're going to have a trash can spot. How many manufacturers miss that? A spot for the trash can. Another pull out here, and then Newmar, nice little improvement. They put a little slot down there that has a little carpeted track in there. That's for places to put your sink cover. because these are nice when we're not using the kitchen, but of course when you are using the kitchen, what is more useless than having the sink covered up? Stainless double bowl sink. There have been some requests for that because we had some single bowls. This is a stainless double bowl. Beautiful pull-out sprayer there as well. Underneath here, we have the 2-burner induction cooktop. And that is removable, and you can take it outside. It's just a 110 plug that plugs it in, so you can take that with you outside if you want to do some camping out next to the, or some cooking out next to the grill. All right. Nice drawer. Got your divider already in there, and then let's see here, dishwasher. There's your dishwasher as well. This is a drawer style dishwasher. They actually do a pretty nice job. Of course, they're small in capacity, but they do a nice job. So dishwasher is one of those 50-50 items. Half the people want it, half the people don't. So we never know the right way to bring that in. We have the Euro dinette. Now the Euro dinette is one of my favorites. It's actually very, very comfortable. Now booths were taboo in diesel pushers for years and years and years, and the reason they were is because quite frankly, it was the RV industry's fault. We tried to put a booth out of a travel trailer that's made out of 2x4s and some plywood and put it in a diesel pusher, and people said, no, I'd rather have a table and chairs. Well, can't really blame them. They've gotten so much better. This is actually flex steel furniture. It's inner spring seat cushions in here. It's very comfortable. It springs when you sit down. It's not just a piece of foam sitting on top of a piece of plywood, so that's nice. This does pull out for a leaf as well, so the table does come out, and then there's storage underneath both of these that looks like that. So this times 2. Oh, and lest I forget, we actually have ottomans this year. So these are going to be popular, I can tell you that, because I've already had calls, 2 different calls, of people wanting to know if they can order these for previous models. The answer is, I don't know, you got to call Newmar Parts. I'll bet they would if they have that upholstery available. They'd probably do that, but don't say Chris said so. Get myself in trouble. All right, more storage. That's your pump for your hide-a-bed. The larger sofa here, the 87-inch sofa, does have a hide-a-bed, and it's the good air mattress that is enclosed inside of the inner spring mattress. It's not just like a mattress you'd buy at Walmart. Window treatments, these have the MCD style shades in them. So this right now, what you see down is the day shade. At night you can hit another button. They're fully electric in this. We did option that in. At night you hit a different button and it completely blacks out the coach. All right, we've made it to the middle. Whirlpool, LED lit, refrigerator with a freezer down below, an ice maker down below. Water on the door. There's not water and ice on the door. Newmar is actually kind of getting away from the ice on the door. It's hard to winterize those. Is the issue, and they had a little bit of trouble with it. We can do okay with just the water on the door. So that's the path going forward, I believe. Notice the light comes on when you open the door. How nice is that? And then these are adjustable. These are pull out. It's deep. Again, what you want is always at the back, so it makes life so much easier. And being a 4369, this is a bath and a half coach. I'm going to let Tony get in there. I'll tell you what, when you're done, Tony, I'll open up the cabinets and let them see that as well. Notice there's a central vac down low there. Okay, there's a little storage there and an outlet there. Then up top here, we're going to have our circuit breakers and fuses. Make Tony's job tough. These half baths are small bathrooms for 1 people, much less 2 people. All right, moving on. Come on back into the bedroom where you're going to see a king-size bed. This bed does lift up. Underneath there you can see the pump. That's for the Sleep Number mattress that we optioned in as well. 2 nice wardrobes here. You know, in truth, I've seen a lot of motorhomes that didn't have any more storage in them than what we have in our bedroom here. Okay. There's the leaf for the table. Okay, so 2 nice hanging wardrobes. The nice part about this is only part of the storage, but we do have 6 drawers. Notice the top ones pull out farther because they're more under the cabinet. All right, so it's that times 3, which you just saw there. Okay, moving back into here, outlets on either side of the bed. And those are the USB outlets again, so you can charge your phone, plug in your CPAP, whatever the case may be. Stackable washer dryer in the best place that I've seen to put it. I like it better here than I do either, they put it midship sometimes, or they put it in the back closet where you lose a third of your closet. So a great place for that. The largest shower, I think, in the RV industry is just ridiculous. The 4369 shower is just huge. That has the teak wood seat in it as well. Nice grab handle. Sometimes people are iffy on whether or not to option in the grab handle. I like it just because none of us are getting any younger, and what we can do well today may not be what we can do well tomorrow. You fall, you break a leg, you tear up a knee. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Now, one other feature I'm going to talk about here, we haven't talked about this before on a video. Okay, this guy right here, okay, called an aqua view. What in the world is an aqua view? Well, nice little water saving feature, but it also has a handy point as well. So you're getting ready to take a shower. Now this comes in particularly handy if you're boondocking. Boondocking, so you're not hooked up to city water. You only have what water you brought with you. Well, what you can do with this coach, that little handle down below, okay, this little guy right here, you turn it on, and the water, you can hear water start to run, but nothing's coming out of the faucet, okay? But you hear water run. Where's that going? It's actually circulating water up to the shower and then back to the fresh water tank. Well, I know some of you might be scratching your heads now. What it's doing is it's giving the water time to get hot water up to the shower. Even though this is on-demand hot water, it still takes it a minute to get from the hydronic system, the Oasis system, up to the shower. So while that water is running, instead of letting it run out of the shower head and just run back down the drain, it's actually running back to the fresh water tank, so you're not wasting that water. If you're boondocking, not only do you only have the water you brought with you, but once your gray tank's full, you gotta dump it. So you're not putting any in the gray, and you're not using any out of your fresh. It's just circulating it from fresh to fresh. That little blue button there on the wall will actually turn colors once the water gets hot. It changes color. When it changes color, you know you have hot water. You can jump right in, turn on the main faucet, and have hot water instantaneously, and you didn't waste any water. Just a little feature, but it's the little things like that that make a difference. So wonderful thing there. And then when you come over here, here's a very big thing if you ever needed it. Emergency exit door. We've done videos on this before. Again, I know we did a standalone video on the Newmar emergency exit door. If you're on our website, it should be linked right next to this video, so you can watch that. This door cannot be opened from the outside. There's not even a handle on the outside. There's not even steps coming up to it. You open this door, you can jump out, or take this little panel off right here, which is a real quick release, and there's a telescoping ladder that comes down out of it. Obviously, it's emergency use only. We don't like to think about those things, but it's good to know that Newmar thought about those things, so we don't really have to. So there you go, moving on. All right, this corner we have a shower. Oh, shower, I'm sorry, geez. We have a safe. Got a shower on the brain. And then back here, this is a full wardrobe with the shoe cubby in the back closet. Now they put shelves on both sides that are adjustable or removable. Let me turn on some light. I'll mess with your camera a little bit there, Tony. There we go. So if you wanted that to be hanging all the way to the sides, you could either move your shelves down to the bottom or take them out. Or you have shelf options, and certainly the shoe cubby. Everybody loves the shoe cubby. I love the Jack and Jill, or his and hers sink option that you have here. It's just nice to have your own personal space sometimes. I know my wife and I had this at our last house, and we never really talked about that's my sink or that's your sink, but we definitely had our own sink, so it was kind of funny. This is all lined right here. There's even an outlet back here, so if you have to pick a side, pick the one with the outlet. You can plug your little razor in back there. So I don't think this one has an outlet. Nope, no outlet in that one. All right, storage down below. We got to hit the storage. You know, people on these videos, they go crazy if I forget to show a drawer or something. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 full extension ball bearing drawer glides. Okay, and I think we forgot to show the storage above the bed. All right. There you have it. So I think that's going to pretty much cover it for right now with our 4369 on the inside. We're going to show it to you closed up, then we're going to show you the outside. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back with the 4369 2019 Dutch Star, and the slides are in. We're in go down the road mode right now. Take a look, nice aisle. Now, you can order this in with the 2 chairs as we talked about before. And by the way, if you love everything about this coach except you want 2 chairs, call me, because I can make that happen after the fact. So that's easy enough. But there is an advantage that it's actually easier with the 2 sofas. You don't have to do anything. Those chairs, you can make an aisle this big with the chairs as well, but you do have to turn them sideways, which is a little bit of wrestling the chair. It's not bad, but it's not the easiest thing either. So I talk to people all the time about, well, if you want your aisle wide with the 2 chairs, got to turn them sideways. With this, you don't have to worry about this. Just bring the slides in. I have a wonderful aisle. I don't even have to turn sideways. I can turn around. So that's nice. Come right through here. Slightly snug there, but not bad. What do we want to get to? We want to get to the restroom, the refrigerator. Okay, this is why Newmar does this articulating door. Okay. By the way, we missed some storage in this corner, Tony. We have to get that in there. And then you want to be able to get to the refrigerator, which I can get to both sides. I can get to the freezer, and I can get something out of my pantry. Get back to the bed and lay on the bed. You're obviously not going to walk around the bed, but that's the Newmar 4369 with the slide outs in. All right, it's a beautiful, bright, and sunny day out here today, so if I'm real squinty, I just didn't want to do it with sunglasses on, so I'll apologize for that. Behind me, it looks like a Dutch Star exploded. We actually got a comment from one of our viewers that said, hey, why don't you try it, just have all the doors open. They weren't getting any excitement out of watching me open and close doors. That actually makes sense to me. So we'll see what everybody else thinks. Please feel free to comment. In fact, we encourage comments. Keep it civil, people. We'll start up front. It's running right now, but it's so quiet you can probably barely hear it. This is your Onan 10 kW quiet diesel generator. Notice it's on a pull-out tray. On the tag axles, they do pull out. Up front here, we also have access to our air system, so we can plug in and air up any little toys we might want to, or tires for that matter. Our air horns are enclosed in here instead of being on the roof where they get all rusty and nasty looking. We have a hot water degenerator. That's the little red knob you see right there. That line is winter. That has its own low point drain on it, so in cold weather you can prevent water from going there and drain the water out of it, which is nice. That little fuel filters for your generator, and then down below we got our blue stuff, also known as windshield washer solvent. So that's a little bit about our pull-out generator up front. Moving along to more exciting things. Flagpole holder. Everybody likes to display their colors, so the Newmar has an option where you can have this little guy put on, and then it comes with a little silver pole holder that slides right down in there neatly. That's a lot better than what a lot of us have done in the past, which is use zip ties and duct tape and put them on the ladder on the back. So we don't do that anymore. Okay, there's a lot of plastic on here right now. This just arrived today. We didn't have a time to get it, run it through cleanup to have it actually completely stripped off all this plastic, but this is that stainless steel mirror kit that goes all the way around. It's on the steps, it's on the kick plate cover, it's all the way around the board of the coach. It's gorgeous. It's over a $3,000 option, so sometimes we don't option it in just because of price, and you know, it helps with rock chips and stuff like that, but mostly it's just aesthetics. It's just about making the bus look great. They do look like $1 million with that on there, so we optioned it in. Big tires on here. One of the reasons a Dutch Star rides so well is the independent front suspension. The comfort drive certainly helps in how easy it is to steer, but having a big, heavy tag axle bus, putting tires on it that are appropriate for that. You see a lot of diesel coaches that are built with 275 tires to 295s to 305. These are 365 70R 22.5 tires. That's a big hunk of rubber. Now that's going to benefit you every day except the day you go to replace them 7 years from now when they're starting to dry rot a little bit. It's going to hurt a little then. I'll apologize in advance. But other than that, all the other days in between there, it's a wonderful platform, and those are Michelin's on there. Dual fuel fill on this coach. You can fill it from either side, which is nice because you never know which side of the pump's going to be clear. Here's our pull-out freezer. Notice how far it pulls out so that even if that slide room were open, I can still access this. This can be set to refrigerate or to freeze, either one. It runs off 12 volt or 110, your choice. One big pass-through storage. Now, one advantage of doing it this way with all the doors open is it's actually better lit in there than even when the lights are on, so that's nice. This pass-through tray comes out either side. So if you're on the opposite side, it would go that way. Those are extra floor tiles from the same batch that the tiles inside came. So if there ever was a tile issue, which is very rare, but if there was, you have spares. Can't beat spares. Your central vac is right here, easily accessed. This tray pulls out this side only. This is the toolkit for the central vac. Nice that it actually has a hookup out here too, so we can sweep out in this area. These threaded rods, everybody always asks me, what are those big threaded rods for? I'm not going to tell you. Okay, what they are, they're actually for the main slide out on a Dutch Star is that HWH. It came out with, I think in 2015, the HWH slide out system where we eliminated all the carpet in the coach. That's a little different setup than the traditional Newmar slide. Those are bars that are used for Plan B. If the slide for some reason won't come in, you can use those and a ratchet to manually bring it in. Hope you never have to use them. I've actually never even known somebody to have to use them yet, but that is what they're there for. Again, better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. So come back to this bay. Behind this pegboard is actually our water tanks, fresh gray and black, but they've utilized this space. You have good pegboards for hanging stuff, and I just like having a spot for the different cans of solvents and WD-40 and roll of duct tape and anything else I might need to have in here. I forgot to talk about the TV. Rookie mistake. TV is on a pull-out. It'll face either direction. These are 4K TVs this year. That's new. The Bose soundbar moves with it as well, so that's nice. Of course, we do have a tag axle. This is a steerable tag. How do I steer it, you might say? Well, you don't. It's passive steering, so it steers like the front wheels on your grocery cart steer. When you turn your grocery cart, those front wheels do this and follow along with the cart. The rear wheels do the same thing. This only works going forward. It only works below 20 miles an hour. It just improves your turning radius, and it also cuts down on tire scrubbing where they want to, when you're making a real hard turn and they're wanting to scoot across the pavement sideways as opposed to turning. Makes it nice and smooth. You'll like that. Newmar's been doing that for a few years now. Our DEF tank is here, but it's fillable from either side. Again, with DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, becoming more and more readily available at the pump, it's nice to not have to be able to worry about which side we fuel or DEF from. These are our chassis batteries, and a lot of people see this and they say, boy, where's the big red knob? I'm gonna throw Tony under the bus. He couldn't find the big red knob on a Spartan chassis a few weeks ago. That's the disconnect for the chassis battery. On a Freightliner chassis, it's a big red knob. On a Spartan chassis, it's those two little yellow breakers right there. You just click those off, and that's when you're putting your coach in storage. If you're hooked up to electricity, if you're using your coach, no reason to mess with those. But if you do put your coach into storage, click those off. That way it's going to reduce how much your batteries drain over time. Moving on. Back here, we have a Cummins 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of torque, ISL engine tied to an Allison 6-speed transmission. There's no better combination in our industry. It's tried and true, it's dependable, relatively fuel economic. Most of my customers are getting in the 7s with a Dutch Star. If you have a Prius. That probably doesn't sound very fuel economic, but in motorhome land, that's not bad at all. See where you check all your fluids and everything back here. Now, new for this year, when we option in the Spartan chassis, Sparty has already put the air kit on the motorhome side for the Air Force One braking system. So you just have a little Schrader valve back here that you can hook an air system into. And what that means for you is you only have to buy half of the Air Force One kit. When you normally buy an Air Force One kit, it's a two-part kit. One part that is what we have to put on the motorhome, the other part goes on your tow vehicle. With this, there's only the part that you only have to buy the part that goes on your tow vehicle. You can actually order that directly from Spartan. We have part numbers for it in our parts department and everything. It's a 15,000 pound hitch on here, and it will tow 15,000 pounds. So you got to watch that on motorhomes today. A lot of times there's a few manufacturers out there putting on a 10,000 pound hitch, and then you look at the specs on the coach, it'll tow 5,000 pounds. It's a little bit deceiving. Side mount radiator instead of rear. The nice advantage of a side mount radiator is you do get real good airflow over here, but also you can have that engine access that we were just looking at there. You can get to the belts, you can get to the engine if you need to. Moving right along, we have our DEF fluid right here. So again, from either side, this is that entry door, that emergency exit door rather, that we talked about. No handles on the outside. This is a storage spot for just our sewer hose. You don't want your sewer hose, when you're done dumping that thing, you don't want it messing with anything else. It needs its own space. I think we can all agree on that. That's its own space. So there's a little drain hole back in there, put it in there, lock it up, life goes on. All right, over to our wet bay. In our wet bay, first of all, this is a heated and insulated compartment. Whenever your Oasis system is running, you're going to be pumping heat into this compartment right here, which is good. We do have a pull-out hose reel, whole house water filtration system, black tank flush, outside shower with hot and cold water to wash up with out here. We can put a paper towel holder so we can dry our hands when we're done. Wonderful setup in here, very clean, everything's very well labeled. Okay. Move up one, this is our 50-foot, 50-amp shore power cord. Anybody that's ever wrestled one of these that's not on the that's not on a reel understands what I mean when I say you're going to like that reel a lot. It's just so much easier to do. What I do is I just take a shop towel or a rag and just let it run through my hand as it's going back in. It cleans it off so it's always nice and clean in there, and it's just so easy to put back away. This also has a built-in surge protector right there in this compartment as well. Okay, Oasis system, hydronic heating. This heats our coaches, heats our water. It's unlimited hot water. I have a lot more details than that available to you, but they would be on the other video. That, like I said, if you're on our website at mountcomfortrv.com and you're looking at this coach, you're going to see a few other videos linked right next to it. Watch those as well. Some of the systems that a lot of the coaches have, we did individual detailed videos on so that we don't have to go over the same thing every time. Okay, here's this has that pass-through storage tray in it. Obviously, it's still out the other side. Big pass-through there without a tray. A whole bank of 6-volt AGM batteries on a slide tray. Very easy to get those out if you ever needed to. Fuel fill on this side also. And last but not least, here's our circuit breaker panel for the Spartan chassis. Just some chassis fuses in here, some spares that Newmar left you right there in case. And they've thought of everything. Okay, before we wrap it up, we're going to cut for just a second, bring the slides in, because we really haven't shown you the outside of this coach, and it's gorgeous. Let's show it to you with the slides in. Okay, she's all buttoned up. I'm going to step out of the frame. Tony's going to walk all the way around the coach and get you a good shot of this. The brand new for 2019, both front and rear caps are brand new, completely redesigned. It has a little meaner look to it, I think. The Dutch Star's getting mean. As we walk down the side, you can notice the seamless Newmar slides where they don't have to use that piece of plastic to overlap their slide gap. The frameless windows are just gorgeous on here. I love this paint job too, actually. Sometimes, I mean, I've always liked the tans and reds and stuff like that, but sometimes they do get old. On here, I love this blues and grays and blacks. It's just a real different look. It's aggressive. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get a shot of that rear cap. Forgive us if the camera's a little shaky here. The terrain we're on is a little suspect. Yeah, that. You can see no ladder on the back. It's an aesthetics choice there. They haven't done a ladder on the back of the Dutch for a few years. On all four sides, you will see this camera. That's part of your 360 camera. They put one on the front, one on the back, and one on each side. That's what gives you that 360-degree view all around the motorhome. It takes those images. They're all four wide-angle lenses on there, and it takes those four images and stitches them together in the corners, and it's the next wave of what's coming in RVs is what I like about it, because it works really well now. So I can only imagine the version we'll have 5 to 10 years down the road will just be amazing. We do have window awning over that main living room window as well. We did option this in also with the Nova awnings. It's a little breezy today, so I'm not going to open the Nova awnings, but those are the Girard. Nova is a model of a Girard awning, and those are the ones that come out and then bend in the middle and go down some more. So that's a little bit about it. Okay, folks, that's it. Please don't forget to ask for me when you come in. I know people want to know where we're at. Sorry if I haven't said. We are in Indianapolis, Indiana, just east of actually a little suburb called Greenfield. And my name is Chris Anderson. I'm with Mount Comfort RV. Call me if you have any questions. Look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.